Hold on tight, because the thunderclap of the year has just exploded at the heart of Barcelonismo. Nico Williams, the star of Athletic Club, the magician of dribbling, the dagger of the left wing, has signed a contract with FC Barcelona for 6 years, according to the highly respected Fabrizio Romano. Yes, gentlemen, the blue and deep red dream is becoming a reality. We're talking about a recruitment that will change everything, a superstar who is coming to shake up the rivals and form a deadly duo with Lamine-Nico. This is not a rumor, it's a reality that makes our hearts beat at 1,000 miles per hour. If you're a true Cule, one of those who vibrates with every Barca goal and dreams of seeing Nico Williams break defenses at the Camp Nou, subscribe to the channel now, hit the bell, and leave us a like so we can continue to bring you these exclusives. What do you think of this recruitment? Do you think Nico will be the next idol of Barcelonismo? Let us know in the comments. Today, on Barca Sin Bar, we tell you all the details of this historic operation that will mark a before and after at the Camp Nou. So, stay until the end, because it's pure madness. Let's get straight to the point, Cules, because this news is not just any news. Fabrizio Romano, the guru of transfers, the man who is never wrong, has dropped the bomb. Nico Williams and FC Barcelona have reached a personal agreement for a 6-year contract until 2031. 6 seasons of pure blue and deep red spectacle. The salary, according to circulating information, would be between 7 and 8 million euros net per season. Attention, this is not just any sum. We're talking about a superstar salary for a player who, at 22 years old, is already an established star in La Liga and the Spanish national team. But wait, here's the best part. Nico Williams chose Barca over crazy offers from clubs like Arsenal, Chelsea, and Bayern Munich. Yes, Cules, the guy said no to the bills of the Premier League and the Bundesliga because his dream is to wear the Blaugrana jersey. Isn't that a reason to be proud? This gesture shows that Nico is not just a superstar on the field, but also has his heart in the right place. He prioritized playing alongside his friend Lamine-Nico and winning titles with the FC Barcelona badge on his chest. That's commitment, that's Barcelonismo. Now, the next step is to conclude the agreement with Athletic Club. Nico's release clause is around 60 million euros, a sum that Barca is ready to pay to secure the services of this generational talent. Joan Laporta, our president, is moving heaven and earth to conclude this operation as quickly as possible. And pay attention, because Nico himself is so committed to the project that he has even said he is ready to negotiate with Athletic to facilitate the transfer. He's a Cule at heart even before arriving at the camp. For those who are not yet amazed by this news, let me tell you who Nico Williams is, because this guy is much more than a fast winger. Born in Pamplona in 2002, Nico is a product of the Athletic Club Academy, a club known for its pride and tradition. Since his debut with the first team in 2021, this guy has shown that he is made of a different cloth. In the 2024-25 season, Nico played nearly 30 La Liga matches, scored 5 goals, and shone in European competitions with 5 more goals in 13 appearances. 167 official matches and 31 goals at just 22 years old. We're talking about a player who is already an undisputed starter at Athletic and in the Spanish national team, where he was MVP in the match against Italy at Euro 2024 and scored in the final against England. His style of play is a pure spectacle. Diabolical speed, dribbles that make the stands rise, a magical left foot, and an ability to break defenses that recalls the best wingers in Barca's history. Imagine Nico Williams running on the left wing, combining with Lamine-Nico, PEDRI, and GAVI, and assisting Lewandowski to score. It's a nightmarish attack for any rival. And the best part is that Nico brings not just talent, but also hunger, grit, and commitment. This guy has Cule DNA running through his veins. Let's talk straight, Cules. This recruitment is a statement. FC Barcelona is building a team to dominate Europe again, and Nico Williams is the missing piece of this puzzle. With his arrival, Barca not only strengthens the left wing but completes a dream offensive trident. Imagine Lamine-Nico on the right, Nico on the left, and Lewandowski in the center. Who is going to stop that? No one, absolutely no one. Moreover, the connection between Nico and Lamine is something that makes us all dream awake, Cules. These two have already shown in the Spanish national team that they are pure dynamite. At Euro 2024, their partnership was key to Spain being crowned champions. And now, they are going to bring that magic to the camp. Can you imagine the spectacle they will offer in every match? This is not just a recruitment, it's a statement of intent. Barça is back and it's coming to win it all. But not everything is so simple, Kules. There are voices saying that Nico's arrival could generate problems in the locker room. Some fans are worried that, with Rafinha, Lewandowski, Dani Olmo, and Fermin Lopez on the team, someone might end up without playing time. Is Nico the undisputed starter? Will other superstars like Olmo or Fermin suffer? I say no, because a great team like Barça needs depth in its squad. Hansi Flick, our genius on the bench, will know how to rotate and get the best out of each player. Moreover, Nico is not coming to be a substitute, he's coming to be a protagonist, and that can only raise the level of everyone. Not everything is rosy, Kules, and we must talk about the challenges that lie ahead. Athletic Club is not going to let their star go so easily. The Basques are known for their firmness in negotiations and have already made it known that they will not accept a cent less than the €60 million clause. But that's where the genius of Joan Laporta, our president, comes into play. Laporta has already shown that he knows how to pull the strings of the market, as when he concluded the transfer of Joan Garcia by paying his €25 million clause. Now, with Nico, Barça is working on the finances to activate this clause without problems, even with the league's restrictions. And pay attention, because Athletic is not sitting idly by. According to information, they are preparing a renewal offer for Nico that would be around €10 million net per season, much more than what Barça is offering him. But here's the key. Nico has rejected this offer because his priority is to play at the camp alongside his friends from the national team and under the orders of Hansi Flick. That's loyalty to the Kuhl project. It is even said that Nico is ready to talk directly with Athletic to facilitate the negotiations and avoid Barça having to pay the full clause. Isn't that another reason to love him? As if that weren't enough, other European giants like Arsenal, Chelsea, and Bayern Munich are still on the lookout. Mikel Arteta, obsessed with Nico since last summer, would be ready to do anything to take him to the Emirates. On the other hand, Bayern sees Nico as the perfect replacement for Leroy Sane. But, Kules, rest assured, because Nico has clearly indicated that his heart is with Barça. This move doesn't come at just any moment, Kules. Barça is in a sweet period after winning all the major titles in Spain and reaching the Champions League semi-finals in the 2024-25 season. Hansi Flick has shown that this team is ready to make the definitive leap. But to compete with European giants like Manchester City, Real Madrid, or Bayern, we need something extra, and that extra is called Nico Williams. The arrival of Nico not only strengthens the attack but also sends a clear message to the world. FC Barcelona is building an unstoppable project with young players like Lamine-Yamal, PEDRI, GAVI, and now Nico. The future is blue and deep red. And let's not forget that this recruitment comes at a time when the club is improving its finances. Laporta has worked tirelessly to place Barça in a solid position, and paying Nico's clause is proof that the club is ready to become the king of the market again. On the other hand, we cannot ignore the criticisms. Some say that Barça should not spend so much on a single player when there are other needs, like a defensive pivot. Others think that the arrival of Nico could destabilize the balance of the locker room. But I'll tell you one thing, Kules, a club like Barça cannot settle for less. Nico Williams is a strategic recruitment, a player who brings not only quality but also excitement, something the fans needed after complicated years. And if anyone can manage a locker room full of stars, it's Flick. Let's talk seriously, Kules, because the arrival of Nico Williams is not just a star recruitment, it's a move that will redefine the future of FC Barcelona, and especially the legacy of La Masia. Let's talk about something that gives all Barcelonistas goosebumps, the connection between Nico Williams and Lamine-Yamal. These two youngsters, aged 22 and 17 respectively in this year 2025, are the present and future of world football, and Barça is on the verge of bringing them together on the same team. It's not just a duo, it's a football revolution that will mark an era. Imagine the scene for a moment. Nico Williams starts on the left wing with that speed that seems to burn the grass under his cleats, lifts his head, and finds Lamine-Yamal making a run on the right with that elegance that only geniuses possess. A cross pass, an impossible dribble, and suddenly, the Camp Nou erupts in a roar because the ball is in the back of the net. This is not a fantasy, Kules. It's what awaits us with these two superstars together. At Euro 2024, Nico and Lamine have already shown that they are pure dynamite. In the match against Italy, Nico assisted Lamine for one of the most spectacular goals of the tournament, and in the final against England, both were key to Spain lifting the trophy. Now, This chemistry that we saw in the Spanish national team is about to transfer to FC Barcelona. But it's not just about their connection on the field. Nico Williams and Lamine-Yamal are friends off the field, and that is priceless. The chemistry between them transcends the white lines of the pitch. They are two humble young men, with an immense love for football and a boundless ambition to leave their mark in history. Nico, with his experience in La Liga and his maturity at 22, will be the perfect companion to guide Lamine, who, at just 17, is already a global star. This duo will not only break defenses but also inspire the next generations of La Masia. And speaking of La Masia, the arrival of Nico Williams is a clear message to all the youngsters in the academy. Barça remains the place where young talents can shine. Although Nico is not a direct product of our academy, his style of play fits perfectly with the Cule philosophy. He is a technical player, associative, with a game vision that recalls the great names that have passed through La Masia, like Xavi, Iniesta, or the great Lionel Messi himself. His incorporation not only strengthens the first team but also sends a signal to the youngsters in the lower categories. If you work hard and have talent, Barça is your home. Nico will be a role model for the youngsters who dream of debuting at the camp, and his story of overcoming adversity, coming from a humble family and standing out in a club as competitive as athletic, will resonate with every youngster in the academy who aspires to greatness. If you are as excited as we are about the arrival of Nico Williams at Barça, don't forget to subscribe to the Barça Sin Bar channel, like this video, and turn on the bell to not miss any exclusives. Do you think Nico and Lamine will be the deadliest duo in Europe? What position should Rafinha occupy with this recruitment? Let us know in the comments, Cule. We cannot talk about the recruitment of Nico Williams without mentioning the man who is orchestrating this new golden era of FC Barcelona, Hansi Flick. The German coach arrived at the club in the summer of 2024 with a clear mission: to bring Barça back to the top of European football. And, Cules, he is fulfilling it brilliantly. In the 2024-25 season, Flick led the team to win all the national titles and reach the Champions League semi-finals, something we hadn't seen since the glory days of Pep Guardiola. But Flick is not content with that, and Nico Williams is proof that his ambition knows no limits. Flick has been a key player in the operation to bring Nico to the camp. According to reports, the German coach personally met with the player to explain his vision of the project, talked to him about how he would fit into his tactical system, an offensive 4-3-3 that prioritizes possession, high pressing, and creativity in the final third. Flick sees Nico as the perfect winger for his scheme, a player capable of dribbling one-on-one, opening up the game, and generating constant danger. But that's not all. Flick also appreciates Nico's versatility, which allows him to play on both wings and even as a false nine at times. This versatility is pure gold for a coach who wants a dynamic and adaptable team. Moreover, Flick has shown that he knows how to manage locker rooms full of talent. At Bayern Munich, he led a team full of stars to win the Sextuple in 2020, and now, at Barça, he is doing the same with a young and hungry group. The arrival of Nico Williams not only strengthens the attack, but also gives Flick one more tool to continue polishing his masterpiece. Imagine a starting 11 with Ter Stegen in goal, a solid defense with Araujo, Cubarsí, and Inigo Martinez, a midfield with GAVI, PEDRI, and De Jong, and an attack led by Nico, Lamine, and Lewandowski. Who's going to stop this, Cules? Absolutely no one. But Flick doesn't just bring tactics. He also brings a winning mentality. Since his arrival, he has instilled in the team a winning mindset, a confidence that reflects in every match. Nico Williams, with his competitive spirit and hunger for titles, fits like a glove into this philosophy. Flick doesn't just want Nico to be another player. He wants him to be a leader, someone who pulls the team forward in tough moments and inspires his teammates. And if anyone can get the best out of Nico, it's Hansi Flick. Now, let's talk about how this news has shaken the football world. FC Barcelona supporters are in ecstasy, and it's no wonder. Social media is on fire with messages from Barcelonistas celebrating the arrival of Nico Williams. On X, the hashtags Nico Williams and FORÇA Barça have become global trends, with thousands of supporters sharing memes, videos of Nico's plays, and messages of support for the club. The Cules are convinced that this recruitment is the beginning of a new dynasty, and it's not hard to understand why. Nico brings not just talent, but also excitement, something the supporters needed after complicated years. But it's not just the Cules who are talking about this. Athletic club supporters, understandably, are not happy at all. In Bilbao, Nico is an idol, a symbol of the academy and Basque pride. The idea of seeing him in the Barça jersey has generated a mix of sadness and frustration among Athletic supporters. Some have even asked the club to do everything to keep him. But the reality is that Nico's dream of playing at the camp seems unstoppable. However, we must acknowledge the respect Nico has always shown for Athletic. In several interviews, he has thanked the club for everything it has given him and has clearly stated that, if he leaves, it will be with his head held high and without breaking ties. And then there are the rivals. In Madrid, Real Madrid supporters are nervous, and it's no wonder. Barça, with Nico Williams, Lamine-Yamal, and company, is building a team that can eclipse anyone, including the reigning European champions. On X, some Madridistas have tried to downplay the recruitment, saying Nico isn't that good or that Barça is spending money it doesn't have. But let's be honest, Cules, it's pure fear. They know that with Nico on the team, the classics are going to be a nightmare for them. And it's not just the Madridistas. Teams like Manchester City, Bayern Munich, or PSG are watching this move closely, as they know Barça is building a project to dominate Europe. Now, let's talk about a key aspect of this recruitment: the money. Joan Laporta, the president who has brought hope back to Barcelonismo, once again demonstrates that he is a master in the art of negotiations. Concluding a recruitment like Nico Williams, with a release clause of €60 million, is not an easy task, especially with the league's financial restrictions. But Laporta has already shown that he knows how to pull the strings. In the summer of 2024, he managed to bring in players like Dani Olmo and Joan Garcia without violating financial fair play, and now he is working on a similar strategy to bring in Nico. According to reports, the club is exploring several options to finance this transfer. One of the main options is the sale of players who do not fit into Flick's plans, which could be the case for some youngsters from the academy who haven't made the definitive leap, or players like Hansi Flick, who might seek minutes elsewhere. Another option is the activation of new economic levers. The president has shown himself to be a master in negotiating with sponsors, and the agreement with Nike, renewed in 2024, is a key source of revenue. This contract, which reportedly generates over €100 million per season for Barça, gives the club a financial cushion to approach operations like Nico's. Additionally, the agreement with Spotify, which includes the sponsorship of the Camp Nou and the jersey, remains a goldmine. But Laporta doesn't stop there. It is said that Barça is in negotiations with new international brands, especially in emerging markets like Asia and America, to conclude sponsorship deals that would inject more liquidity into the club. For example, a new sponsor for the jersey sleeves or an agreement with a tech brand could generate an additional €10 to €15 million, enough to cover a significant part of Nico's clause. But here is one of the most fascinating aspects of this operation: Nico Williams' commitment to the Barça project. According to circulating reports, Nico is so enthusiastic about playing at the camp that he would be willing to accept a slightly lower salary than what giants like Arsenal or Bayern Munich are offering him. While Premier League clubs have put offers around €10 million net per season on the table, Nico would have agreed with Barça on a salary between 7 and 8 million net, a sum that fits perfectly into the club's salary structure. This gesture not only demonstrates Nico's love for the Cule project, but also gives Barça a crucial margin to comply with the league's financial fair play requirements. In a market where players usually prioritize money, Nico's decision to bet on Barça is proof that the club's values, passion, identity, ambition, remain a magnet for the best talents. Moreover, we cannot forget the long-term economic impact of this recruitment. Nico Williams, at just 22 years old and with a market value that could exceed €100 million in a few years, is an investment for the future. His arrival will boost jersey sales, ticket revenues, and sponsor interest. For example, a charismatic player like Nico can attract millions of supporters in markets like Africa, where his Ghanaian roots have great commercial potential. This means that the €60 million of his clause could multiply into indirect revenues in the coming years. Laporta knows that Nico is not just an expense but an investment that will grow the FC Barcelona brand globally. And as if that weren't enough, Barça is working on installments for the payment of the clause. Instead of paying the €60 million all at once, Laporta could negotiate with Athletic Club a staggered payment or even include variables like bonuses for titles or matches played. This strategy has already been used in the past with other recruitments, and Athletic, although firm in its position, could be open to negotiation if Nico insists on his desire to leave. Additionally, the fact that Athletic is already looking for a replacement for Nico, as rumored in some media, suggests that the Basque club might be preparing for his departure. Cules, the arrival of Nico Williams is not just going to change FC Barcelona, it is going to change the landscape of world football. This recruitment is a statement of intent, a message to the world that Barça is not just back, but here to dominate. At a time when clubs like Manchester City, Real Madrid, or PSG seem unreachable, Barça is building a project based on young talent, passion, and identity. Nico Williams, alongside Lamine-Yamal, PEDRI, GAVI, and company, represents the new generation of football, a generation ready to take over from the legends. On a global level, this move strengthens the FC Barcelona brand. Nico is a player with enormous commercial potential. His charisma, smile, and style of play make him a magnet for fans and sponsors. In markets like Africa, where Nico has roots thanks to his parents who emigrated from Ghana to Spain, his arrival can open new doors for the club. Jersey sales with Nico Williams' name will skyrocket, and Barça could take advantage of this opportunity to expand its fan base worldwide. Moreover, this recruitment has an impact on the narrative of European football. For years, the Premier League and other major leagues have tried to attract the best talents from La Liga, but Nico's decision to stay in Spain and join Barça demonstrates that La Liga remains an attractive league for future stars. It's a power move by Barça and La Liga against foreign leagues and proof that the Camp Nou remains the dream of many players. Finally, we cannot forget the emotional impact of this recruitment for the Gules. Nico Williams is not just a player, he is a symbol of hope. After years of economic difficulties, sporting disappointments, and tough times, the arrival of Nico is a reminder that Barça always finds a way to rise again. It's a message to the fans. Let's keep dreaming, let's keep believing, because the best is yet to come. Gules, we are facing a historic moment. Nico Williams is not just a recruitment. He is a symbol of the new era of FC Barcelona. With him on the team, the Camp Nou will become an unstoppable fortress, a place where rivals will tremble and Gules will dream of magical Champions League nights. Imagine Nico celebrating goals with Lamine, lifting titles, and making history with a blue and deep red jersey. This is not a dream, it's the future, and the future is ours. The road will not be easy, we know that. We still need to conclude the agreement with Athletic, overcome the financial hurdles of the league, and ensure that Nico integrates perfectly into Flick's scheme. But if something has taught us about Hercules, it's that challenges make us greater. Nico Williams is one step away from being ours, and when he steps on the grass of the camp, the whole world will know that Barça is back to stay. Gules, if you are one of those who bleed blue and deep red, one of those who believe that Nico Williams will be the next legend of FC Barcelona, don't forget to subscribe to Barça Sin Bar, like this video, and turn on the bell to not miss any news. Do you think Nico will be the best winger in the league? How do you see Barça's attack with him on the team? And what do you think of Laporta's efforts to conclude this recruitment? Leave your opinions in the comments and show that Barcelonismo is more alive than ever. Força Barça!